Brilliant. Hiya. Can you all hear me okay? Oh, good. Okay. Nodding heads. That's good. Right. I'm a little bit thrown this week because I was away on Tuesday, Wednesday, came back Thursday, and I kind of got it in my head that it was midweek, but obviously it's Sunday. So I'm going to, first of all, give it a minute or so for people to drop in. And we're going to carry on because remember last week we didn't get to all of the bits we need to. So I'm hoping by the end of today you will have your sort of single course ready. I don't know if you've filled all the curriculum out. That takes the longest amount of time, or setting up all your media and stuff, but at least you'll have a pathway to do it. So I'm going to give you links to the other videos as well that we've done, just in case you've got to catch up. So that's going to be good. Right. I'm also going to hand out a sheet to you. So I'm going to put a little sheet into the chat. I think that is about all the people in now. Okay. So I'm going to put a little link in here, and that's going to contain 3 of the PDFs. One is on course creation, it's the graphics. The other one is the live course creation worksheet and the planning your course. So these are going to be handy for you for later. Of course, every week I'm updating them, so that's good. And we're going to be running through today. Now, the first thing is you need to have set up your payment gateway. So hopefully you guys have all set up your payment gateway in Stripe or PayPal or both. And we're going to look at making sure that you've authenticated your email as well, and why. We're going to look at setting up coupons, and we're going to be testing as a student as well, looking at a few ways to do that. We're also going to be looking at categories and a few other things as well, such as setting up the home block. So I'm going to start to share my screen now, and I'm going to do that now. But before I do that, what I want to do is I want to take you into the tutorials.newzenler.com. So if you haven't done it already, I've only got about 6 at the moment, I think. I know a few of you have actually done testimonials, but it would be really nice if you guys could do a video testimonial for us. You can mention the workshops if you like, or you can mention what you like about Zenler. So if you go to tutorials.newzenler.com, hopefully you're all in the NZ Masterclass bundle. And when you're in there, you're going to see, when you're in the NZ Masterclass bundle, right down the bottom, you're going to see this video testimonials. Now, it's not going to be on there for long. And if you click on that, you can actually submit a video, and you could put some review in there. So if you send that, that would be really good. So I'm just starting off with that, so you guys know. So if you want to do us a video, it can be like, I don't know, it's as long as you want it, long or as short as you want. You know, normally it's about a minute or less. So you can be like 10 seconds if you like, and just tell us why you kind of love Zenler. We're going to sort of compile that and put it into like a show reel, so it'd be good for you guys to see, and it helps us with our YouTube channel and things like that. So that would be really, really good. So let us jump across now to the site. So last week, you probably saw I had upsell and bump course in here. I've just deleted it out for a bit of clarity, so we can continue with it. Also, I haven't put any pricing plans in there, so I'm going to be doing that. So the first thing we need to do is you need to understand what's going on with emails that are sent out, because by now we've done 3 lots of these workshops, and you know how to, all the curriculum we put in there with the course player, about tiers. Hopefully you watched that little video that I put in week 2 in last week's replay, and it showed you about tiers, and also some other things in there as well, some replays on it. So you should be at a stage now where you've got your course together, you've done all your sales page, you've done checkout page, you've done thank you page, you've got your course access page, you understand all that stuff. So we need to look at now, you've got the course, So delivering it and what the student's going to see and what is sent to the student as well. So it's really important with Zenler that you test everything, whether it's the site pages that you're doing or anything. You should be testing that everything's working. Recently, I posted on the Facebook group a couple of sort of templates that I'd set up, which kind of might help you with using Page Builder or even setting up a kind of membership site. When we break into the membership workshop, it'll kind of make sense. So I did a Netflix style one here, and you can find this under the Ethically Copy a Course in the NZ Masterclass bundle. She just set a homepage up there in a Netflix style. And also I show you how to set a membership type page up. You'll notice with this, there's no curriculum. And this is what we're going to get into when we start looking at the membership side. So that's just things to bear in mind. This is the sort of stuff we can do, and lots of other stuff that I'll be showing in the weeks to coming. But we need to look at this. So at the moment, we're working on the Surf Dude site. And what we did is we got rid of the curriculum and everything, or the course, my courses or courses, off of the homepage. So we just deleted the block out, and we just created this block in here where people could click and they could register to get onto the site. So we'll need, when we actually publish the course, we're going to need to put a block in there taking people to the course. Now you can put the all courses block in there, or you can create your own block. I've actually created my own block, so I'll be showing you that later. So, but before we do that, let's go and look at what happens when you sign up for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into this and I'm going to notice it's not published yet. So I'm going to go into the pricing tab now. So I'm in courses and I click the course. I'm now in the pricing tab. So inside here, just to test this out as a student, I'm just going to do it as free. Now, if I do it as free, it means I don't have to put in my card details or any of that stuff. So I just test it as free first to make sure emails are going out and maybe automations are working and these kind of things. And then I do always test with a live version, so a payment. And what I do is I create a coupon to take most of the cost off if it's really expensive. So then I can pay for it through that, and you can check it with subscriptions and payment plans. But we'll get to that in a minute. So free, click next, and we're going to call this free plan. And I'm just going to leave this all on defaults and click finish. Okay. So now I have my price up. So if we look at this, sales page as visitor, this is my sales page, which we looked at last week. Get a course curriculum and it's free. And if I click that, then we'll go through to this. So I can enroll for free into this course. I probably want to remove these as well. So it's all set up, but we are viewing this as a admin, okay, because the course is not published. So if you try to go and test this as a student now, and I just take this part of the URL from that question mark preview on, and I copy it, and we open that up in incognito. Remember, I'm using Chrome, guys. So under here, you can go to new incognito window, paste that in there. You're going to get an error because we haven't published the course. I think I touched on this last week. So we'll need to publish it to test it. Okay. So I'm going to publish the course and we're going to go and give it a test. Incognito window, same again, paste that link in there. And there we go. So I can get to the page now because it's published. All right. So notice that we haven't put it on the home page. Yeah. So at the moment, people couldn't really get to the course. You know, in the few minutes that you're testing, people can't get to that course. So until we put it on there, if I put it on the home page now and someone rocked up and then clicked it and then clicked free, they could literally get the course for free. And then you have to enroll them, you'd have to email them and tell them. So by removing it from all the pages, including from up here, it means that they can't get access to it. Okay, so that's a good way of just stopping that. So I'm going to jump back in here now, and I'm going to put an email address in here. a testing email. So it's always good to have like a testing Gmail account or something just to test these things out. And I'm going to click enroll for free. So this is our first test phase. So that's good. It's come up with our thank you page. That looks good. Notice I'm kind of logged in, but remember I've just bought the course, so I haven't registered yet. So what is happening now is pretend I've bought the course. So I put my email address in. If I put my card details in there, it would still take me to this page. So at the moment, one email's flown out, and that email has enrolled me in the course because I put my email address in. But because I'm not registered, meaning I haven't put a password in there or filled out my details, it's going to ask me to register when I click continue to course. All right. Now, if I had registered before and logged in and bought the course, it wouldn't have this pop-up page that happens. So if I click continues to course, you're going to get this, complete the registration. Now, like I said, if I've already registered on the site, not bought any courses, but just registered, then I wouldn't get this box come up because I'd already be logged in and it would already have my first name, last name, password, and I would just be buying the course. All right, this is important to understand. So let's call it John Smith. I'll just put a character password. So I'm just now going to click submit. And now it's taken me into the course. So I'm logged in now and I'm registered. So let's have a look at the emails that went out and what is happening now. So I'm in here. I can take these lessons. You know, I'm actually in there. It's all good. I can write a review here if I wanted to. That's all good. So let's have a look at my inbox and see what's flown into it. Hopefully it's, there we go. Beautiful. That's good. So what I've got here, I've actually got 4 emails. These 2 emails, because my inbox has actually got multiple accounts in there. So I've got my actual Surf Dudes account in there, and I'm obviously at D Newton Creative Services at Gmail. So I've actually got 4 coming here. So these first 2 are what the student would get, yeah, that I just logged in. So let's have a look at this. So the first one that came in is thanks for enrolling in a beginner's level to surfing. So you're going to see that the actual student will get all of this information. It says hi, because remember that was before they put their name. They didn't put their name in yet. So it's just going to say hi, right? If they were registered, it would say hi, whatever their name is. And then it says congratulations, and then it says purchase details, plan free plan, which you labeled it, price of the plan, and then it says access your course. So that was the first email that was sent out to them. Now, if they hadn't registered, they just logged out and they got this email. As soon as they click to go in again, they would have to complete the registration, which is the next email. This was the last email that we had where they actually put their name in there. So it says, thanks for signing up with Surf Dude. So they're actually registered on the account. So they bought the account and they registered in that last little pop-up box. So they've received the email. But where do these emails come from? Where are they being generated from? Well, that's what we're going to look at now. Now, I'm just going to quickly look at the other 2. You would receive these as admin, okay? So this is the admin one. It says you have a new sign up to your site. It says my name. So I'm informed about that. And then it says someone here has just enrolled in the course. So it tells me that someone signed up, and you'd get this if they registered, this one. So if they just registered on the site and they didn't buy a course, you would get this, okay? They signed up on your site. And the next email would be they actually bought something on the course. So these are the emails that go out by what we call system emails, that are generic emails that go out based on the system itself. Now, really important to have a look at this email, because you're going to see that reply address is do-not-reply@zenler.com. And this is because it's running out through the system. So it's running these out. So when we start looking at turning the system emails off and turning on automations, which are email sequences that you set up for each course, then it will show our email address, whatever we've named our site, whatever we've put in there as our site emails. So that's what you receive. So let's have a look now at where these are generated from, these emails that get sent out to the students. So really easy. We're going to go in here now. So I'm just going to close this down so it's really crystal clear. And I'll close that. And if I jump across to students now, it's going to flick up straight down here. So jumping across to students is exactly the same as going to site and all here. And you're going to see John Smith's in there and the role is a student, got his email address in there. That's me as admin. And if I click the edit button here, we can have a look at what details they've put in there. And under courses, we can see the course that they've enrolled in. It also says the plan name as well. And it gives you a progress of how much they've done of the course. Okay, you can view details there. You can play around with these. So it gives you other information as well under the people. It tells you if they're in funnels, if they've got any discussions, if they're part of a community. But these are the important ones: the purchase price, how much they've paid, their privacy settings, whether they turn that off, and courses in there. So you can see that that's where they are. So that's the student entering the course and you capturing the details. Now we need to look at where those emails are being sent out from. So emails and site settings, under languages, sorry, you need to go to site and languages. And you're going to see down the bottom, there's a little tab called system emails. So it can be confusing. People are like, where are the system emails flying out from? Well, they're actually in the language tab. It means it's an area that you can change the language to things. So like emails, system emails, you can change the language. You can also go in and change some of the words that are automatically generated by the system, and you can change them for something else. So that's why we've put it into the language tab. You've got different languages, different messages that pop up. You can change those. Course player messages. You've got checkout messages, affiliate and funnel messages. But the last one is a little bit different because it's system emails. So if I click this one open, you're just going to get select an email. And this is where our emails are being generated from. So if I click this little tab, you can see here that it says course enrollment success equals free plan. Now, remember, they signed up with a free plan. So that is the template for the free plan. So let me jump back and show you that email again. So it's clear. Congratulations. It's this one here. So this is where they signed up for the course. This is the copy that you're about to see in that email. So let me go to here and click it. And can you see it's exactly the same? This text is exactly the same as the text in the email that was sent. Yeah. So this means that you can go and customize this. Now, remember, this is generic. So when it's saying hi, it's got a personalization tab in there. So this is personalization. All these little blue boxes that you're seeing in here is pulling data in from the name of the course, from the name of the student, from the price plan, from the price, the plan price, the course URL, the owner email, and the owner name. So wherever you see these, and we look inside the email here, those things have been generated from the personalizations. Okay, so like here and here. So it's pulling that information in from those places. So this being a generic email that's sent out by the system, it kind of fills those things in for you. So you fill it out and you don't have to worry. But it does mean that you can go in and personalize it. So I always suggest that you go in and you start putting things like your logo in there. Make sure your logo is not too big, by the way. make sure it's nice and small, sort of maybe don't exceed like 300 pixels by 300 pixels. Just make sure it looks good on screen. You don't want a massive, great image. Otherwise, deliverability can be affected by the email. But you can go in and you can stylize this. So you might not want high, you might want, but you need to be careful here, because remember, if they haven't put their name in, you don't want it to say dear. If it says dear, then it would be expecting a name after it. So you might want to go hello or something. So you know that it will say hello if they haven't put their name in there. You know, you've got to think like that, what it's going to fill in. Now, also, we can delete these little personalization tabs. So you can take these out and you can put back in again by going into personalization. And then you find out these are all the personalization fields that we have. So if I click name there, then name will drop in there. And then I can put a comma after it. So that's how to put the personalization into the body of the email. Now you can also put personalization into here as well. So you can choose this and you have the course name, but you might want something else in here. You might want to go thanks for enrolling and then put the personalization in there, like their name. This makes sense because it's thank you for enrolling. Say his name's John Smith in course, whatever the course name is. So even if it says thank you for enrolling, I haven't put the name in, it says thank you for enrolling in and then course name. So it makes sense. So that could be a good way of changing the way it looks. And, you know, we give you control over these system emails because you want to brand this and give it your own feel that you've created your site. So you want to put this all together. You might not want to include the price plan. So you might want to delete that area out. It's really up to you. And once you save it, then it's saved and it will go in there. So that is the system emails, which take care of that stuff for you. So we enrolled in the free plan, but we also have course enrollment success for subscription plan with trial days. And I think that's notification complete reoccurring payments, course subscription cancellation. So you've got all these different emails. So this is subscription plan. So it enters, if they haven't put a trial day, it's a 0 or something in there, but paid plans. So these are one-off cost plans. This is the email that will fire out. The welcome email is the email that we saw on the other email that we sent. So let me jump back and we've got this one. So it says, thank you for signing up for Surf Dues. Please find below. So it says, thank you for signing up with Surf Dues, name of your school. Please find below. So this is the welcome email they receive. So again, this should be styled. And in fact, every single one of these pages should be styled by you anyway, because even when we turn off and use automations for courses, some of these emails are still going to be active, such as the welcome email. If they go to, you change their user role and it sends an email out to them. If they reset their password, these things will go out to them. If they subscription cancelled, notification of complete recurring payments, all of these things can go out. So you should be going into all of these and personalizing them and making sure that it looks good for you. Now, that is all about system emails. So that's what happens at the moment. We've got system emails turned on. So if we do a new course, then these system emails are going to fly out of here. Now, we can, like I've talked to you about, we can turn automations on, and then we can send emails out for people that enroll in courses. Now, it's really important that if you're using automations in your courses, that you do not let the system email go out as well, for two reasons. One, it looks unprofessional because they're going to receive two emails. And the other one is it will confuse people because they're going to receive two emails. So what will happen is the system email will send out the email for, say, if they've paid price plan like that. And then if you set it up in automations as well to go out, they'll also receive another one saying new information in there or the same information. So you want to turn it off. So we have the ability to totally take over automations in courses so that none of these course enrollments emails go out. So we can control it ourselves in the automations part of things, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So that is all about system emails. So let us now stop the screen share, and I'm going to ask you questions because it's important you understand this this stuff. So let me go in, and Margaret's got a hand up, so that's good. Hold on. Okay, you should be unmuted.
Yes, I was just at the very end. You had those boxes you can change, and one was where the email is coming from. Can we put in our own? Can you hear me?
Where we've got, let me just quickly share my screen again.
Yeah. Can you put in our own signatures is what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you're saying these blue boxes here?
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is that you've got to realize is if you don't want some of those details to go out, that's fine. You can delete them out. But do remember that this is like, if I was to go in here and I had beginner's guide to surfing and I was to type in here beginner's guide to surfing, then even if someone bought intermediate or advanced surfing, they're going to get an email that says enrolled in beginner's guide to surfing. Yeah. So these little blue boxes pull information in from each of the courses, but you're welcome to delete the boxes out and put your own information in there. And like you said, for signatures, yeah, you can go in there and you can upload images into there. So I think I've got, let's just put something like that. This is too big, but I could put an image in here, okay? And then I could click the image and you can grab the edges. It should be at the right size. You shouldn't be bringing stuff down like this. You should actually set it the right size. So you can drop an image in there if you like, and you can do the same for a signature at the bottom if you wanted to. Okay. So in answer to your question, yes.
Good.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's good. Also, I missed last Sunday. Can I see the replay? Or I couldn't even get in to see the replay, but because I forgot to register.
Yeah, you sent me an email, didn't you? So yeah. Let me just send you the replay page link. And
okay, that would be very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got it. So let me just do that. So is everybody else clear on that? Any questions?
David, there are a few questions in the chat that you want to go through. There was one particular question about changing font, and I don't know if that referred to, if you wanted to sign your signature with a special font, if that's possible or not.
Not without coding, no. I did a video. If you look in, you do a search on Complete Guide to Zenler. Do a search under the word Lyra Mail. L-I-R-A-M-A-I-L. I'll just put that in the chat. I've also put, Margaret, I've put the link in there to the replays. Lyra Mail. If you just do a search, you're going to find there's an email that shows, basically show you how to create it in a program called Lyra Mail, and you can then bring that into this page. Now you could use HTML to change some of the fonts and things like that, but we've kept it like this so that it's nice and easy to just go in there and edit with just this generic, plain, easy to read font. So I know we are working on changing bits and more templates coming and these sort of things. So, hold your horses, but we have done this specifically to keep everything clean and to have maximum deliverability. Okay, that's our main thing. You can put lots of images and make things, but you need to be really careful, because if you put lots of images in there, use lots of, fancy things going on, there's less chance of it getting through. So the reason we've kept it nice, plain text is so deliverability is really high. Okay. So I think that's it. So I think you're all clear with that, because I haven't had any question. Okay, I've got one from.
I have a question, David. How big, if I want to put my logo in, how big can it be? You said it shouldn't be too big.
Yeah, I wouldn't go above. Do you know about pixel sizes and? Probably.
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay. So I really wouldn't go anything probably above 500 pixels width.
Okay.
Just basically so it's legible. Yeah. So if you put it in there and you can see it, try and keep it. The bigger you go, because a lot of people that they'll put great big images into the email page, and then they'll do what I did. They'll click on the corner and they'll drag it in so it's nice and small. The problem with that is the system, because you haven't imported it in. We've imported it in, but we've imported it in big. The system will, the email size will get much bigger. And when it goes through to be delivered to something like Gmail, they'll see the size of this whopping great image, and it could be flagged and put in spam, or it might not even get through at all. So be very conscious about the image. And when you actually load the image in there, if it looks too big, make sure you resize it. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you've only got to do this once. Once you put the image in there, you can then use that same image and you can start customizing all of those system emails. But a lot of people don't bother actually doing anything with the system emails, and I think that's a big mistake, because you should be going through everything that's sent out to the student or even sent out to you. You should be looking at that and you should be changing it. So it's worth you spending a few hours just going through, making them all look nice, and have your little logo at the top, have some nice written text, you know, and those sort of things in there, putting your signature at the bottom, like Margaret said. So these kind of things really give it a much more of a professional feel. And you can, even with this simple WYSIWYG editor, you can put things like links in there. You can put the images in there. You can justify stuff left and right. I don't want to get too much into system email setups, but I'm just going to share my screen a little bit here and just show you that you can go into an image, and let's choose that same image. I think this one's nice. Oh, look, it's probably a bit big, this elephant. I'll put this in here. So this is what not to do. You shouldn't be clicking on the edge and then resizing this like this, right? So I would actually resize this. But what you can do is, if you click the image, you're going to see edit come up. If you click edit, you're going to be able to title it. So you can title it, drop a caption in there if you want to. But you've got a really good thing here called position, and you've also got link. So if I wanted to link this image to another page or wherever, I can put a link in there. And then I can also tell it, if I want to, if I check that, to open up in a new tab. Okay. So let's have a look at position image first. If I put this right and I click save, you're going to notice it's going to jump to the right, and then the text is going to wrap around it. So you can do these quite fancy things. You get quite creative with this stuff. If I put it left and then I click save, it's going to go left of the writing. And of course, like I said, if you click in here and you drop a link in there, you could also drop a link into the image as well. I know that was a question that was asked on the Facebook group. You can also drop links in here by selecting the text and then coming over to links here and insert link. So you could drop a link in there. You can go in here and you can change the color if you want to as well, to a different color.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yes.
Who's that? You can also take this here and come into the size, and you can change the size in there as well. So there's quite a lot you can do in it. I'd stay away from tables though, because tables inside this editor, tables don't work very well at all. That's my own experience. Hopefully the guys are going to do something about that. You can do strike throughs, italics, bold. You can choose different format options such as H1 headers, quotes. You've got quite a lot of stuff going on just in here, more than you need in a way for just an email that's going out for high deliverability. So that is about it. So let me just delete that out. It's going to be so definitely going.
I had another question, David.
Okay.
If you have several courses, you use the same kind of mail. So that is set somewhere else.
No, these what we're talking about now, these are system emails. This means that the system will send these emails out and it will just pick up based on the name. So if it was a different course, this same email would go out and it would say the different course name. It would, if it was a different price plan, it would put that in there. That's what these personalized fields do. They actually replace.
Will you come back to that later, how to do that?
Well, I don't need to come back to it because this is what it does.
Is it when I set up the course, then I arrange that? So the system knows which course is going to be in the blue thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it does.
Oh, good, thanks.
That's what it does. Yeah. So I don't need to come back to this. This is like, once you've set up your system emails and you've customized them all nicely, you can just leave it. As long as you've got, but definitely test it. You know, you need to go in and test that these emails are showing as you would expect them to. But that's all you need to do with the system emails. But in the next part that we're going to look at, we're going to totally customize our emails that go out per course. Okay, because at the moment these are system emails, so every course that you're setting up, every bundle that you're setting up is sending this same email out, okay, based on the plan. So if you've chosen a subscription or a paid plan or a free plan, these different emails go out based on that. But what we're going to do in a second is go to automations, where it takes over from these 3 emails. Okay, but you need to make sure that you go through the rest of them. If you're going to use automations for all your courses, then definitely go through these ones here and just customize them, make them your own. Okay, these ones here.
David, I think you emphasized that you have to turn off system emails.
Yeah, we're not, John, we're not on that yet, so we're going to get onto that in a minute. So I'm going to show you that now. But as a good policy, even if you're going to use automations for all of your courses, as just a fallback, just in case, turn on, make sure you customize the enrollment success free plan, this one and this plan. Basically, customize all of them, make them your own. Because once you've done it, you can leave it, even if you turn on the automations. It's just a good thing to do, just in case you decide to turn off automations. You've got a VA working for you and they accidentally turn it off and then the emails are going out. You want to make sure everything's covered with these things. So that is system emails. And that's what it does. It sends them out. So if you've got anything, if you're testing your site like we did just then with the free plan, and you're getting emails come in automatically, they're generated in the system emails, okay, this area here. So you can find that again, guys, it's in site under language, okay? So make sure that you go there. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take over from the system emails that go out with course enrollments, and we're going to basically turn it off, and we're going to turn full automations on for our courses. And that's what we're going to do next. But before we do that, I need to make sure, or you need to be aware of, that underneath integrations that you have set up your Zenler mail, okay? So you need to go to site integrations, and then you're going to see that all mine are in green here because I've done everything for it. And what you're going to see is inside this Zenler mail, you want to make sure that your edit details are correct. So mine is from Surf Dudes, and then I've got my email address that I'm sending to, that I'm sending out from. Now, notice for deliverability again, best practices, my email domain, surf-dudes.com, is the same as my domain here. Okay. Now you could use a Gmail address in here, but one, you're not going to be able to verify the domain authentication because it has to be the domain here and here needs to be the same email address attached to it. The reason I wouldn't use Gmail accounts and things like in here, and I definitely use domains, is because again, it's going to be flagged. If your site, if an email is coming out from your site and it's from surfdudes.com and it's actually from an email address at surfdudes.com, then it's going to be verified, as it were. It's going to be passed. It's going to get higher up in the ratings to get through and not go into the spam box or promotions or anything. If you use something like Gmail, then the systems that you're sending out to, I'm using Gmail as an example, there's lots of different systems, but Gmail will pick up on it and go, oh, that's come from surfdudes.com domain, but it's a Gmail address. That's a bit dodgy. So it'll automatically flag it and you'll go down the ratings and you're more likely to end up in the spam box. This is probably one of the biggest reasons that people's stuff goes into trash and spam, because of mismatch between where it's sent out from and the email address that's been attached to it. There's lots of people doing phishing and things and attacks on emails, and inside there they'll have they'll be like from PayPal, and they'll have like a Gmail address in there, or they try cloning it. They'll actually put a PayPal address in there, but the website is a non-PayPal website to try and get you to go to that, and that will be flagged. So you want to keep everything nice and clean. Have your custom domain. Make sure that you've got your email that is the domain, like courses@surfdudes.com, and it matches with surfdudes.com. And this is the best way to get through and get into people's inbox. Okay. So this is important. So this is one thing that you definitely need to do. For you guys that are using the free plan and you haven't got a custom domain, then you'll just have to put whatever you want to put in there, you know, because you can't do it unless you've got a custom domain in there. So once you've done that and you've got your edit the details, that's not hard to do. The next thing to do is to make sure that you use email domain authentication. So this basically means putting a record into your DNS entry. So I know it's a bit, you know, techie, but it's quite easy to do. We've done some videos on it. So it is easy to do, but it's a little bit more techie. But the most important thing here is just to make sure you've got edit details in there. So once you've got these and they are green and you've verified your domain, then you're in a good place. Now, what I want to do is I want to point out to you that emails that are sent out through your Pro and Premium account and even your free account, they are going out through Zenler Mail. But if you've got Pro and Premium, you can also bring in your own SMTP. So you could actually set up your SMTP. Now, if that doesn't mean anything to you, kind of switch off now. But if it does to you, if you're used to setting up email accounts and you know about sort of outgoing servers and incoming servers, then this will be quite relevant to you. Because if you set up your own SMTP, you've then got the option to send mail out through your mail, and then you're not restricted on the amount of mails that you send out. So this is a good thing. I'm going to do a video on it at some point, but it's just good for you to know in the back of your mind about SMTP down there. Okay, so we're working with Zenler Mail. You've made sure your details are all lining up with your domain, and its from name is Surf Dudes as well. So you've set that up. Hopefully you've verified your domain authentication, email domain authentication. And once you've done that, you're ready to go. So now we're going to move on to the turning off the enrollment and switching over to automations. So I'm going to jump across to site, and I'm going to go to site settings. And we're going to go to notification settings here, notification status, sorry. And inside here is our little button. And our little button basically turns off the enrollment emails that go out through the system. So if you go over here, it says system generated welcome emails for courses, site signups will not be automatically sent out if this is disabled. Oh, sorry. If disabled, we assume you will be using automations to handle this. So this is the point. So I'm going to go and turn this off. There we go. So it doesn't look like anything's happened. But now, if I sign up for the course, I won't receive an enrollment email. Okay. So if I haven't set up automations in the course, I'm not going to receive anything. So bear that in mind, that if you turn that off, then every course bundle that you create, you're going to have to make sure that you set up the automations for it. Okay. So you can't forget to do this. It's really important. So write this one down, because this is vital. If you turn that off, you need to make sure you've got automation set up. But the benefit of automations is the power of it. You can get it to send multiple emails out. So if they've enrolled, not only will they receive a welcome email that you make up and you send to them. But you could also say that after enrollment, the first day or a week later, I'll send another email out to them. Or you might want to say, well, after they finish that lesson, I'll send another email out to them. Or when they complete the lesson or complete the course, I'll send another one out to them. This is really, really powerful because you can also do things like tag them as well. So you could tag them with a marker. So if you had an enrollment, say you wanted to capture the detail of everyone that enrolled in, say, April or May, you could put a tag in there of May. And then when it gets to June, you could change the tag to June, and then you'd be able to filter those people based on when they joined or however you want to filter them, really. So this is the power of automations, as you will see when we get into it. So once you've turned that off, we're going to go to courses, and now we're going to go in to our course, and we've got this tab here, automations. So by default, you're going to see that there are things already set up, and we can go into these and we can edit them. So if you click on any of these tabs, it'll open them up like this. And to actually see here, it says paused. It means these are not running. So you're going to notice that all of them are not running. So when you turn it on, they're all off. So if you turn it on and then expect the emails to go out, they're not going to, because all of them by default are turned off, because we expect you, because we put copy in there and we expect you to go in and manually change those. Now, a lot of this stuff you might not even need. If you've not got drip in your course, you might not want to even enable that. And you can delete them, you can add more to them. This is the main part of this workshop, is this automation. So it's important that you understand all of this going forwards. So to actually edit and start setting these up, we can go into edit action. And I'm going to explain what these are. So you're going to notice, again, let me just go back one. Every time, if I edit any of these at all, it's going to open them all up. Yeah. So I'm not sure why we've done that as Zenler. I would say it would be better to go straight to this page rather than go to this page, you know. But that's the way it goes. So even if I click that one, I'm going to get access to all of that. I've got the drip, got that, and then I've got all of the actions inside that. So these are rules. So these rules are what happens. So when someone enrolls, that's the rule. So that's like a section of a course, if you like. And then you put an action with what happens when they enroll. Okay. So when course completion, then we have an action in there. What happens 0 hours from course completion? So let's go into the first one. All you need to do is click them, and then you're going to see this stuff pop up on this side. Now, so we've got this first one, and let's just check out what it says. It says action name, send mail. Okay. And then it says action name here, access instruction email. This does not get sent out to the user, like this stuff here. It's only here, 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 and here that gets sent out. These are all what's going to happen. So we've got the rule is enroll email sequence. So on enroll. So this is when they enroll in the course. It's going to say delay. So hours from enrollment. And you see we've got 0. So that means straight away it's going to send it out. So you can put whatever. If you wanted it to go out an hour after enrollment, you could put 1 in there if you wanted to, or however long you want. You could also change it in here. You can have it in minutes, hours, days, weeks. So we've given you flexibility to set this up. Now, why have we done this? Because you might want to set up more than 1 send mail. So you might want 1 send mail going out straight away, and then maybe a week later you want another mail going out. So then you'd set it for 1, and then you choose week from here, and then it would send it out. So that is this for send mail. Now there's lots of different actions. You've got send mail, add tag, remove tag, send a webhook. I'm not going to get into webhooks. Notify admin, Okay, so notify admin basically will send you an email when someone enrolls in the course. Remember, we're totally handling the automation side of the courses now, because system emails have been turned off. Okay, this is important. So let's go down, and you're going to notice, just like the system emails, we have these things, personalization. So you can start to change this stuff in here. We've also given you some blocks to read in here. What is it? Tells you all this sort of stuff. I tend to kind of just get rid of most of this. Definitely leave this stuff at the bottom, mailing address and the unsubscribe link. You need to have both of these in here for the email to work. You'll also see right at the bottom, we've got send test email. So we can actually send a test mail to ourselves to check how it's looking. And you can also click in there and preview it as well. So as far as the body copy goes in here, let's go and change this a bit. So they've enrolled in this. Let's say, so I'm going to change this. I'm now typing away. You are now enrolled in the, and then personalization. And we've got first. So we haven't got the course name in here, but remember, we know what the course is because it's for this course. So I can just take that part there. I'm just being lazy here. Oh, no, it's not going to let me. Beginner's Guide to Surfing. And then I can go in and start to change this stuff around in here. So definitely read this stuff in here. I'm not going to, but I'm going to just delete it out. So now you can just start to put your thing together. So you can see we've written some text in here for you that you can use, or you can delete it out. So I'm going to delete it all out. This is how I like to work. And then we can go, you can now access your course by logging in here. Now this is manual, so we haven't got all of the we've got inside the personalization, we have all these details in here. So we're going, you can now access your course by logging in here. So you can put in the course access URL there, and we can go welcome to, and then I can go personalization, and then we're going to grab the course name. So this is something very simple here. So let's just do that. Okay. Now, obviously, there's lots more. I can do first name, last name, full name, email, so their email address, obviously the course name, the course sales URL, course access URL, the course player URL, and the course player URL, I probably wouldn't put that in there. And you've got the mailing address and the unsubscribe address. So let me just demo something to you. I'm going to take this mailing address and I'm going to delete it out. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to delete it out. And I'm going to send a test to that email address that I had before. Let me just jump back into here and kill these off so you can see. I'm going to run a test to this. And it's sent. That shouldn't have sent. It shouldn't have sent because I haven't got an unsubscribe. All right, okay, it might let me send a test, but it won't let me actually. There we go. So if I try and save these changes, you're going to get this. Email content must contain unsubscribe link. So I need to make sure that I put in that unsubscribe link. Okay. I know people that have had problems with this, like why doesn't it work? And it's basically because of these two things here. Now I can save it. So when I save it, it's going to say this action is currently paused. Do you want to make it live? So we can make it live at any time. I would suggest that you just click no when you first do it, but you need to remember that it's green. To make it live, all we need to do is click that. So this just comes up whenever you make a change to this, whatever you do and you save it, you're going to get this thing come up. It's just to tell you to make it live. It's to stop you forgetting. So you can either go yes, then, or not. So this is the email now. So I'm going to send a test email. And the test is gone. So let's check our mailbox. Hopefully it will come. Oh, there we go. Got 2. So I think it's the first one, isn't it? 25. I want to look at that one there. So this is what we've got. We've got hi, and then it's got the name, and it's got welcome to beginner's guide surfing, level in surfing. You can now access your page by clicking here. So if I click here, it's going to take me into this. So as long as I'm logged in. So that all works fine. So that's the same as a kind of system email, but I've just made it my own. And that's the beauty of it. You can make it your own. So if I want to activate this now, I can just click here. And then it says apply to existing students. Right. Okay. So if you've set this up and you've already made it live and then you make a change, but you've already got students in there, you might want the email to go out with the new changes, in which case you click yes. Now, if you don't, and most people don't want to send a welcome email to people that are already in the course, you'd probably click no. So it'd only apply to new people coming in the course. So if you're already in the course, by clicking yes to apply to students, it's going to apply to students that are already enrolled. And if you click no, it's only going to apply to new students coming into the course. And wherever you see this little note come up saying apply to existing students, that is what it means. That's all. So I've got no students on my course. Well, I have. I've got myself as D Newton, but I'm going to delete myself out in a minute and test this. So I'm going to click no. And you're going to see it's now gone live. These ones are all paused. So I can go in and do those. So if I go notify admin, you're going to see here, notify, that's going to go out to me. And I've got inside here. So this goes out to admin when someone enrolls on the course on enroll, and that gets sent out straight away. So it notifies me as admin. So notify David Newton, mail subject, and then I put new member in there or something like that. And then notifications in personalizations, we go full name. Like you can write what you like because you're going to receive this. No one else will receive it. So if I put new details, then I can sort of fill this out. Course. Ooh, whoops. Put that down there. And put the course name that they've actually enrolled in. Sorry, guys, I'm just going a little bit batty here. There we go. You get the idea. I'm just sort of filling it out. And let's put their email in there. And because that's going to you, you don't need to put anything else on there if you don't want to. So click save to that. It's going to say the action is currently paused. Do you want to make it live? Yes. And that one's live now. So I've set up 2 automations in there. One is a welcome email. The other one is notifying me as admin. Now, also another thing I might want to do is add a tag. So I might want to tag these people coming in. So before I do that, I'll just show you how to set up another action in here. So if we go down here, we can go send mail. And if I want, say I want this email to go out 1 week later from enrollment, all I do is I'm just going to call it in here just for clarity, 1 week email. And then in here, I can go in and put week and go in here and put 1. and then I can put the subject in here. Watch out for the new update coming soon, something like that. I don't know. You can put what you like. So update coming soon. And then you could put a link in there. You could also remember, guys, you can put images in here, just like the system emails. Make sure that you customize these. You can put links and you can use this WYSIWYG editor. So not sure what yet, because I don't. So what would happen now is once I save this like this, and I click yes and no to existing students, that's going to go green. And you're going to notice it's in order. So 0 hours, 0 hours from enrollment, 1 week from enrollment, and this email will get sent. This one will not get sent because it's paused. So that's how you can set a sequence of emails going out to people. So we also have other things that we can do on here. We can also do on lesson completion or on course completion. So you're going to see down here, we have course completion. This rule is already set up, but we haven't got one on for lesson completion. So if I click on lesson completion, you're going to get another box here. So untitled rule, I'm going to go lesson and trigger on lesson. So lesson, we're going to say, notice on lesson completion, it's going to give us the trigger, which is on lesson completion. And then it's going to say which lesson. So you can pick which lesson fires an email out to them. So let's pick lesson 1 and click save. And now that's saved in there. We can add a rule. So when they have finished lesson 1, we're going to then want to send a mail to them. So I'm going to click send a mail, and we're going to go, how are you enjoying the lesson? The first lesson. So put that in there. And again, you can write what you like. So what this does is this kind of forms engagement with you, because you're setting all these automations that fire out that are personalized, and you can change them. So you'll make it basically looks like you're checking in on the student. It looks like you're like, oh, they know I've finished lesson 1. Oh, they're sending me an email. So, or they're making sure that I've downloaded the PDF. So you can set these things up to trigger, and it gives the student the sort of idea that you're actually just sending a personal email out to them, but it's not. It's all automated, so it's just firing off to them by automations. So if I click save to this now, it's going to say, do you want to do this? I'm going to make it live. I'm not going to apply it to existing students. And there we go. So this is now live in here, and we can go, we can call it. So I like to call it things in here because it makes it really easy. So lesson 1, how you doing? And then save it. It just makes it easier for you to see when you're looking through your automations. And again, you know, you can set up other ones as well. So you can do on another lesson completion. You could set another rule up for another lesson. You got drip notifications. We haven't got drip set up on this, but if you did, you'd work on it in there from enrollment, and you would then work out. So if your drip is a week, then you send it after a week. And then you say, oh, now this part of the course is open to you, because the drip is started from when someone enrolled. And if you're dripping each section out each week, then you know a start date, and you know when the next section is going to be open up. So you can set the drip automation up like that. Like every other part, we're basing it on when they enroll. So you've got a very definitive time when they're actually going to enroll and when that email is going to go out to them. So if you want to, you don't need to use this this section. You don't even need to have it in here. If you want to clear it out, you can just hit here and click delete, and you can delete that whole thing out. It's like, I don't want a course completion sequence. This again, it works in exactly the same way. On completion of the course, you can then send them another email out. This is a really good thing to do, like on maybe choose the lesson before they finish and start to build them up to a new course. So if they're doing a beginner's course, say, oh, you've nearly finished the beginner's course, like on one lesson before, have you thought about taking this course next? What are your problems, you know? And then on the last day, you could then send them an email to a link to the actual course page or the sales page, checkout page for the next course. So if you think like that, you can, this is why it's really important. I was mentioning to you about writing out all your emails. So as well as writing out your emails, try and structure the emails, how they're going to work. So someone comes into the course, what's going to happen? What do I want to happen? I want to welcome them to start with. Then I want to send them an email when they get to that section or that lesson. So if you plan it all out, it's really easy for you to follow them. Okay, so just think like that. And if you don't need these rules here, again, you can delete them out like that. I don't even want on lesson completion, so I'm going to delete that one out. And I don't want this 1 week enrollment, so I'm going to delete that one out. And I don't want this, get them to revisit the course again, and I'm going to delete that out. So now it keeps it very clean. If I want to set up a rule, I can just go in here and just set these rules up again. So on lesson, on course, or enroll. Okay. So last thing I want to show you now is just the tags. I've got the mail going out for welcome. I've got notify to admin, and I want to now just set up a tag. So I'm going to click tag. And what we can do here is we can actually set a tag up for them. So if I want to go new beginner, okay, and I hit, ooh, I put that in there like that text, and I hit that save, then it's going to save that as a tag. So what does that mean? That means that when someone comes into the course, enrolls in the course, they'll actually be tagged with what I've written in here. Okay, and this is powerful for later. So new tag beginner, click save, and now I'm going to turn it on. So make live. Nope. Okay, so that's it. So at the moment, I've got a course access welcome email. I've got notify to me as admin, and I've also going to tag that user when they come into this. I'm going to tag them with new beginner. Again, it could be whatever you want it to be. All of them are live. So my automations in this minimal way are all set up and it's ready to test. So we're going to go through the test process again. So I'm now going to jump out of this. I'm going to go to site. I'm going to go down to all, and I need to, because I enrolled earlier, I need to unenroll myself. So this is part of the testing phase. So remember, I just joined up as a student before. I did a free plan and I just logged in. So now I want to get myself out so I can do a fresh test. So we've got to do two things here. One, we've got to delete me as a user, but I've also got to unenroll me from the course. So if I try to delete myself now, you're going to get this message come up. User has enrolled in some of your courses. You need to unenroll before deleting the user. So we're going to click OK. And I'm going to click here on this little pencil. And under courses, I'm going to unenroll. And I'm going to go yes. Now I'm unenrolled. I can come back to all users and I can delete myself out. Click OK. Bang, I'm gone. So that's how you can clear a user. So for testing purposes, that's how you can clear a user. So let's jump back into incognito mode again, and let's go and re-sign up and see what we get as an email. So I'm going to go back into here, and you'll notice that I'm logged out now. I've refreshed it. So I'm in this page. I'm going to enroll in course, and I'm going to put that email address in. There we go. And I'm going to click enroll for free. And I'm going to go continue to course. Let's change the name so you can see that it has actually changed. put a dummy password in, click submit, and there we go, I'm through. So I'm in here now, I've got access to the course. So what's happening to emails that are going out? So let's have a look at our emails. Let's go back in here. And we're getting emails come in. So straight away, we've got a new person enrolled. I'm not sure that's me. And then under here, yep. So then I've got this is now enrolled in the course. So there we go. Hi, Sam. And then welcome beginners level in surfing. You now have access to the course by logging into here. So this is that automation email that we just set up. So this text has fired off this email. So let me jump back. Let's jump back to courses. Let's jump back into there. Let's jump back into automations. So let's jump into this. And there it is. That's the text. So you are now enrolled in Beginner's Guide to Surfing. So that's that email fired out. There we go. You're enrolled, Beginner's Guide to Surfing. And that's how that works. So automations will pick up. So what's happening now is we should get an email notifying us that we've joined. And sometimes it can take a little bit of time, but it does get to you eventually. We should also have a tag. So what we've done is we've tagged the student. So let's see if this tags work. So let's go into site. Let's go down to all people here. And there we go. So Sam Smith is enrolled and we've added a tag to them there. So that is automations in a nutshell. So I know that took quite a while, but I had to go over that in quite a lot of detail. So I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions now. So let's do this. So you should better unmute yourself. Margaret, you got your hand up. Oh, it's Linda. Oh, Linda. Hi, Linda.
You want me to start?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I learned a lot here because I didn't know how to tag them as they're enrolling, which is very good. But in regards to the shifting from system to automation, it's only some of the system that's being shut off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that clear, but it does say it on the thing. It shuts off. It doesn't shut off things like password resetting and those sort of things. So that might be something that we try and include. But because what I would like, this is my own view, what I'd like is for it not to show no reply. I'd like to have control over that email address. That's probably what you're thinking, Linda, isn't it?
Yes. And then the second part of that is, so you have to set your automation for each course.
Yes.
Automated emails for each course.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of that's a lot of work.
Well, Linda, I mean, it's all in the process. I mean, if you have 100 courses already set up, it's going to be a lot of work. But if you're starting from scratch and you've got one course like I have with this Surf Dudes course, then it is a case that I can just do them as part of the job. So I've already set up at least 6 courses, and so I just need to go back and I didn't know how to do the automation, how to not send multiple emails. So that's what I learned here too. I just left it as the systematic because I didn't know how to turn that off to start my own automation. So I need to go back and do all 6 courses. Yeah. But Linda, remember that you can leave the system emails on. Just make sure that you don't make the actions live, and then that won't fire. They won't fire until you're ready. So you can do all 6 of your courses, you can test them, and then when you're ready, you can then turn the system emails off, and then the automations will pick up on the courses.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Also, another little speedy shortcut that is handy to do is to actually open your open the actual browser. If you've got 2 screens, it's even better because you can open a browser on one screen, which I've got over here, and then you can open one on here. So I could open another browser here, for instance, and then I could make sure that my actions are all the same. So let me I'm not being very clear here, but it'll make sense in a second. Let me just go into here, go into automations. So I can just basically do this. So I can check this screen against another course. And as I'm setting it up, I could go into here, make sure that's set up the same. I could go into edit, and then I could come in here and I could actually copy this, and then I could paste it into the new one. Yeah, make sure they're all the same across here. Obviously change the name, beginner's guide, if it's a different course, but then paste it into another course over here. And that's a good time saver. So when you've done that one, you can then move on to the next one. Again, you can take this, all this lovely formatting that you've done, you can copy it, paste it across into the other page. So that is quite a big time saver for you.
Yes, I think I will be doing that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's all right. Right, guys, any more questions? John, have we got anything?
Well, just a question from me. I asked a while back, actually. Registrations in your school, I understand, are tied to an email address. So depending upon what email address a person puts in, they'll either show up as being registered in the school or not. So like you've got multiple emails. So if you used a Gmail address, for instance, to try and sign up for a course, it could show that you are not registered, even though you've registered, say, with your Surf Dude email address.
How do you, sorry, I don't understand.
So I'm trying to draw a distinction between registration in the school as opposed to signing up for a course.
Okay. Yeah, if you've just enrolled for, or you just registered, that's a different thing. That will just fire out an email that's going to go from the system email saying that you've registered, and you'll just get that. Do you remember that first email you saw when two emails came in, one enrolled and one registered? They would just receive the registered one. This is why I said to you that it's really important that you customize all the system emails just in case things go out, especially like the welcome emails and these sort of things. It actually says welcome email, it turns them off when you turn system, but I find it doesn't, because there's no way you've got to, someone register. I mean, you can completely turn off the registration, but it's quite involved to do that. And that's my preferred method to stop any registering on the site at all. You can only register on the site if you buy something. That's what I do. But a lot of people want to open areas up, like for blog and those sort of things, without people buying stuff. It depends how you work. But yeah. Does that answer your question, John?
Kind of. Just to complete that, so an individual human can have multiple registrations as student.
Yes.
If they use different email addresses.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And this can cause a problem, because we've had it before where someone signs up, they register on the course, and then they log out, and then they go back to the course, they buy a course, and then they put a different email address in, and then they come out of it, and then they go back into the site to take their course, and then they put the old email address in, which they didn't buy the course with, and they're like, where's my course? I bought it, but where is it? Because they've used a different email address. Now that can happen, but it doesn't happen very often, luckily. Yeah. So I think that's it. So we've got new message coming in. I need to make sure you're really clear.
Helen here. Can I have a question?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. I'm sorry, but maybe I have a language problem. But I really need to understand that blue first dot you were so sure that we should take off. Atomization rules and the system email, I understand, I've changed those. And then you talked about this blue dot that I should turn off to turn on the automatization rules. So can you again very slowly tell me the difference between system email and automation rules?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, system.
Why should I turn off that and on, and why should it be on at all? Why should I have it on?
Right, if, okay, so let's go back. So if you have this on, okay, then, and you have then set up automations in your course, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the user, when they buy the course, will receive 2 emails.
Uh-huh.
They'll receive one from the system emails because it's turned on, and then the automation emails will kick in, and they will receive one for that as well. So they receive 2 emails.
So the blue button has only to do with the welcome letter, nothing else.
The blue, if I've got this checked on, they receive an email for enrollments.
Okay.
System email for enrollments. But if I've set up automations and I've turned them on, I've actually set up an automation like I just did, then they'll receive that as well. So it's basically what we're trying to do here is we're trying to stop multiple emails going out when they don't need to.
Thanks.
But it's up to you if you want to use automations at all. If this stuff is really driving you a bit mad, then what I suggest you do is don't use automations in your courses. Yeah,
but I think automation was fantastic. I just didn't understand the blue dot.
It is
okay,
absolutely, but it's really important that you don't overwhelm yourself. You're trying to get used to the whole system, and sometimes, like Linda's been using the system emails, but now she really likes the idea of what you can do with automations in courses. But she's already got 6 courses, so she's now got to do all those emails in the automation. So she's going to leave her system emails on, and then when she's ready, she's then going to flip the switch.
Great, thanks. Now I understand. Thanks a lot.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I tend to go a bit fast with this stuff, and obviously it's not your native language as well, so well done. Brilliant. All right, so guys, are we okay? Got a few. I'm just looking.
Yeah, this is one of those where you watch it again, maybe at 200 speed or something, but watch it again.
Hey, David, this is Steve. I have a quick question, maybe chaining on the other one, if I may.
Hi, Steve. Yeah.
Hi. So, we're looking at the automation that talks about the welcome sequence, and then if I turn that system emails off for like when somebody registers, the actual now they're registering, and earlier you were showing us how they get a system email for a registration. Is that what's happening? Like I turn off system emails, but would they still get a system registration email in addition to my welcome email sequence, or would my welcome sequence take over both? Welcome and registration.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. No, the welcome email will go out if they're registering, but as far as anything to do with the course enrollment, that's all going to be controlled by you because you're setting up the automations in the course.
So when they create their account for my school, they'll still get a system email saying you've now created your account and here's your login.
Yeah, well, it says here that it turns off the system welcome emails. So so then they shouldn't. Let me just have a look at my page because I should have received it. If I'm going to receive it, I would have got it. So that's 39. So I haven't received it. So yeah, actually it turns it off completely. So that is right. It's what it said in here is system generated welcome emails for course or site signups will not be automatically sent. So it won't, if someone registers, it will not send it. But I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Rakesh because that would indicate that if someone registers, then they're not going to get any emails at all unless they buy a course. So let me check that one out because that might be a glitch that we need to sort out.
Yeah, and real quickly, under the personalization, there was a sales URL option. Just what is that? You didn't really demonstrate that. I just wondered if that meant anything.
Yeah, the sales URL is a sales page. So generally, yeah, they've already bought it. Definitely worth though, Steve, is to test it. Maybe put all of those tags in. Put every personalization tag, click on them, see where they're going to, see what works for you, and then redo it. Because what you want to do here is you want to save yourself a bit of time. It can seem really crazy, complicated with the stuff that you can do. I mean, that's the benefit of automations. Like, it might take you a long time to set things up. You might be sending an email out after each lesson. You might be doing it when they finish the end of the course. You might be doing it after they finish the course, 1 week after. You might be setting tags up when they come into another lesson. You might be removing tags. It can seem like a lot of work, but remember, guys, you've only got to do this once. Once you've got this information, if you've got 1,000 students come in, then it's soon going to pay for itself, you know. So, and you can have that real engagement with the user. Me personally, with automations, I don't use them. I just use my system emails because I can't be bothered to set it all up. So I just send it all out through system. But it is definitely worth, if you need to do it for some courses, then if I turn it off, I've got to do it for all my courses, and I've got 40 plus courses. So that would be a lot of work.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all right.
David, the question on engagement, you talked about this is why you would do this. Oftentimes a student will finish a lesson, but then not continue on to the next lesson because other stuff has come up. Is there a way of sending an email if they finish the lesson and they haven't started the next one like a week later?
No, I mean, there are some crazy things you do that people do in here, because also inside you have another filtering option. So there's more of an advanced filtering option to send emails out based on, I didn't really want to get into this because it can really kind of blow your mind a bit, but I'll do it anyway. So let's jump into automations, and you're going to see down the bottom here that we have a filter. So you can also filter if conditions are met. So you might say, if someone's come into the course and you've initially tagged them as, what do we tag them as? New beginner, then you might want to remove a tag when they get to another section or another lesson. So you could do that. You can use the action to remove a tag after the rule on lesson completion. So what you can do then is, if they haven't gone through that course, the tag, if they haven't gone through that lesson or they jumped it, then the email might not fire out. So if it doesn't fire out, you could then use filters to say, okay, let's filter out and send an email based on if they've got a tag. So this is more advanced stuff, John, but do you get the idea?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's more advanced. You definitely want to test this stuff as well and try and trip the system up. This is where bugs can be found, because people are doing very complex things and bugs can be found, and support at Zenler needs to know if you do find any bugs in the system. I do try and bug test most scenarios, but those kind of ones are really quite complex. So it's amazing what you can do if you kind of understand the basics of it. You'll see on the way I sort of design things is I always try and keep things nice and simple. It's like those other rules that I had in here, I just delete them out. If I'm not using them, delete them out. I never have anything showing as paused unless I'm working on it, because I don't want to confuse myself later when I go back into the course. So that is kind of it for that. So that is automations for you. I know it's a big one. Like John said, you're going to need to probably watch it a few times. So I might run some more workshops. What I'll do is in the replay, I'll include a few useful videos in there, so you can actually look, because I've done other videos on automations, so I'll put them in there, and then some of them on specific things, so you can find that information quickly. Understanding this is really important, because it really does add another level of engagement between you and the student, if you want to use it, if you decide to use it.
Yeah, it is very powerful. And some of the stuff you mentioned earlier about making sure that it doesn't get tagged as spam is equally important.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So having that having that email address and the domain, having the same email as the domain is really important. Verifying it is really important. Not putting, there's lots that I've done an email, I'll put that in the replay as well, email deliverability. And that basically shows best practices. So not using spammy words, salesy words, not using dollar signs, pound signs, these kind of things, the ratio of images between text. It's a big subject. It's not our fault at Zenler. This is just how companies work with filtering things out and putting stuff in spam boxes and things. It's a whole subject on that.
Is there a page hidden somewhere that has the sizes of images that we should be, as best practice, using? You mentioned don't make it too large and don't try to resize it and so on. I'm just wondering if there is a page that has the image sizes for all the different stuff in Zenler.
No, on the email deliverability, that might be something we do, John, but on the email deliverability video, I do actually give a sort of percentage. It's hard to give it a percent, but there's actually a ratio of like, there should be like a 20-80. So 20% images to 80 text. So it should be 80% text and 20% images based on, but I know that can be hard because you'd have to work out how much the file size is of images of type that you've typed out against the image that you're putting up. So I try to avoid that. What I say to you is keep things at size so they're legible, so it looks good. Don't put massive images in and then reduce them down by dragging the corner. Just try to resize it on screen. If it looks good in the email and that's what you need to get across, then you have to send it. And I'm sure you guys, have received stuff in your inbox with loads of images and things, got through perfectly fine. So there is a line to be drawn. If you're following best practices by using a domained email address and from your domain, you can probably push it more. So you can probably have more images before stuff goes into spam box. It might not even go into spam box at all. I know people have had, lots of times people have had messages or emails going into their promotions folder, which is this one here. There, they have a lot of that, and usually
we're not seeing your screen.
Right, okay, nice one, John. Right, yeah. So here's a promotional folder here. So a lot of times stuff can go in here. You'll notice none of mine have gone in the promotional folder. Why? Because I do not use spammy content for what I'm naming it. I'm very clear. It's clear what I'm writing. I'm not trying to hide anything behind there. I haven't got massive, great images. I haven't got things like dollar signs in there, or they put lots of hyphens between words, or they capitalize. These are all things that can cause it to look like a promotion. And so Gmail will put it in the promotions folder. Okay. And the other one about making sure your domain name matches the name it's coming from is also really, really important as well. So
is having too many URLs hidden behind other words like John's course and then having a URL behind it, having too many of those a problem?
Yeah, it can be. If there's lots of, in the email, if there's lots of off-site links in there, generally if it's going to the same domain that you're sending from, it really wouldn't matter. You wouldn't get penalized on that. But if you were going off to lots of different websites, then that can be picked up as spam. For sure.
Thank you.
That's all right. All right. So that is the email automations. This is a big part. So what I want to do now is I want to move on to coupons. Before I do that, I'm going to go into pricing. Once you've done all your testing in here, you should test it's going to work for payments. Obviously, it's really important. So you need to make sure that you have your integration set up. So make sure you're in site integrations and you've set up either Stripe or PayPal in there, or Razorpay if you're doing the Indian marketplace there. So make sure that they're set up, because otherwise you can't take payments. So to test payments, if my course was, for instance, like £100 or £1,000, I don't want to actually go through, put my credit card details in, and pay that sort of money. You want to just test it's working. So what you can do is, well, there's two things you can do. If you're techie, I'm not going to get into this, but you can basically set your Stripe or your PayPal account up, and you can do what's called a sandbox account. So that's sandbox account. So if you've never heard of that before, just Google PayPal, how do I set up a sandbox account? Okay, or Stripe, how do I set up a sandbox account? And then it's going to talk you through it. And what that will do is it will mean that you can actually do a full payment. You use basically a test card and you make sure the transaction goes through. It's for testing purposes. So you can do that with both PayPal and Stripe. Pretty much every payment gateway has sandboxing. Okay, and when you go to set that up, when you're testing a sandbox, you'll be going into integrations and you'll be putting in their default keys in here, and they'll give you those as you're going through it. It's not something I'm going to get into. What I do is I just test it with money, because what I can do is if I'm paying through Stripe, I can just refund it back. I don't pay the payment gateway fee then. I get the money directly back. Might be a bit of a delay, but it doesn't matter. But also, like if my course was £1,000, not my maximum course price is £100. So, but I don't want to pay £100 out. I want to pay a percentage of that. So what I do is I use a coupon to do it. So we can easily set coupons up. So first thing I'm going to do is set a new price up for this. So I'm going to come into the pricing. This is final stage testing, by the way, guys. So I'm going to come into here and I'm going to delete this pricing plan out, and I'm going to add a new pricing plan. So I'm going to add a new plan, and I'm going to go in, make it a one-time purchase. And I'll come in here, put this in at £50. Cool. That's one-time fee. And leave that all default and click finish. Okay, so now I've set that up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a coupon up for this, and I'm going to discount this so that I haven't got to test it with the full amount. So I can come into courses and I can come down to coupons. So courses, coupons. Okay, and I've got a coupon in there. You can see that. I was just testing something out. I'm going to click delete to that so we can start fresh. Okay, so you're going to get this, create a coupon. So we're going to go click create coupon. We're going to name it something. Let's call it 99 off. This is the coupon code, by the way. And we're going to go, you don't have to call it anything if you don't want to. We're going to have a percentage type or an amount type. So you can say how much you want off, enter the discount amount. I think there's a minimum here. I don't think it lets you go down to anything lower than £2 or something. So let's put 48. So 48 thing off. Then we have here applicable to, and then you can specify the products. So you can specify a product and then you can select a product here. Now I've got I was playing around with a Netflix membership site for you guys. I'm going to show you how to do that. But this is the course that we want, Beginner's Guide to Surfing. So this will only apply to this course. Now you can click in here and you can add the courses to it. So if you've got like, maybe you've got 10 courses and you want 4 of them to have this special discount code, then you can just put them in here. You can also click on here to delete it. Now, if you want it applicable to all products, you can click all products. In here, doesn't seem to be working. Maybe
David, are you by any chance sharing your screen? I can't seem to see your screen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, guys, can you see it? John, can you see it? Yeah, everybody can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes, I can. I did have to drag the little bar over to the side and maximize my Zoom window.
Okay. So how are you doing? Have you got that sorted?
Okay, I will try to figure it out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Right. All right. So you should be able to select all products in there, but looks like that's a bug. So I'm going to have to sort that out. So I'm just going to select this one, and then you're going to get the option here, pricing plans option. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to pick this one-time fee. Okay. So you also have redemption limit. So that's the amount of times this coupon can be used. So it's up to you what you put in here. If you don't put anything in there, it means it's unlimited. Just in case someone finds this coupon, Okay, not that they're going to, because you're only going to have it for testing for a few minutes. I put 1 in there. That way, when I use it, it's used up, and I haven't got to worry about someone accidentally finding that coupon. You can also put an expiry in here, so you can say when the coupon's valid till. And down here, it says reoccurring discounts. So if you have this set up as a subscription, what you're going to do, you can, say the subscription amount is £100 a month. The first subscription, the first billing, you could do a coupon for 50% off using the percentage here. So it means the first month they would get it for 50, whatever currency it is. And then the month after, they would then pay the full price. So you can apply the discount during every billing. So it means every billing of a subscription, they would get this discount, or a payment plan, or a one-off payment. This is the same thing. They will get the discount at every billing. So they'll never pay 100, they'll always pay 50% off. You can also say apply for however months. So you might say for the first 3 months, they're going to get it £50. And then after 3 months, they're going to then pay 100. So you can set that in there. So we set all that stuff up in there. Again, wherever you see these little question marks, gives you a little bit more information on it. But that's basically how it works. It's not hard. And like I said, you can set an expiry limit. Expiry is really good because you might have a countdown timer on your sales page or on your home page saying you can only get this offer until then. And then you can put the URL to the coupon. So it automatically goes in there. I'll show you that. Once I created this, it will give me a URL, and that will be the URL, which will be a direct discount into the sales. So if I click add, we're going to get this generated, and here we go, 99 off. And you're going to see here we have this little share. So if I click this, it's going to give me the course, and this is the direct link. Look at the end, question mark coupon equals 99 off, which is our link. So this is a direct link through. So if you were putting a countdown timer on your home page or on your sales page saying get this for 50% off or get it for £2, which is what I've done here, 48 off, then you can then put this URL straight into the button. So you haven't got to worry about saying put 99 off in the coupon area. You can just put that link in there and it will automatically take it off. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to jump back into incognito mode. Let me just cancel that out and come in to incognito, and I'm just going to put that URL straight in there, and I'm going to hit enter. So let's scroll down and look, because I've taken 48 off, it's now only £2 in there. So if I click buy now, I can go through the process of adding my card details, because obviously it's a payment, and buying it and checking that I'm getting the emails and that the money's going into the right account and all these things. So this is how I do it to take it away. So I'm paying £2. So it doesn't matter if that course was £1,000, because I could do it £998 and I still only have to pay £2. Okay. So coupon's really powerful. And like I said, if you've got this full URL, you could put a countdown timer and then a button underneath with this link, and it will go straight through to give people a promotion. So you might say, oh, it's ending. So remember, when you create the coupon, you do an expiry then, because that would line up with your countdown timer, unless you're making it evergreen and then you want to keep it open. So that is it. So that is coupons. So how are we doing? Are you all following me? Any questions?
Somebody just asked if you could do a coupon based on a tag in the chat.
Right, that's Lewis. Okay, so no, in a word. But what you could do is if you tag them and they're coming in, so that you're tagging them via, how are you tagging them? You're tagging them because they've already bought it, you're doing it in automations, or are you tagging them through a form? Then you're bringing in there, because what you could do is you could then use filtering, and you could go to email broadcast. You could filter out those students based on a tag and then you could send them a link. So you could then take that link and send it specifically to those students that are tagged. So that's how you could do it. I think that answers it. Right. So there's no more questions. Yes.
This is probably a silly question, but in the coupons, can you put a minus sign in front of the number?
What's that? No.
No? Okay.
No. Give it a go. He'll send you money. I'll try that in your course. No, you
Well, that's
can't.
not a discount. That's a surcharge, because you really don't want David to be taking your course, right?
No, a good question, but no, no, you can't put negatives in there. But you can use percentages. You can use amounts off. So that kind of brings us to sort of the end of the workshops on course creation, because I think we've covered a bit of everything. So obviously automations, you know, I could spend 2 weeks going around different automations and how to customize emails. Maybe that's a workshop that I'll do. I'll just do one basically just on how to make your emails look pretty. I think it might warrant that. We've got a few other workshops to do first, but that's definitely one that we should think about. So now that you've tested and you've checked your payment methods work and you're receiving the money, and like I said, you can pay yourself, you can use those coupons to take money off, and then you can go in and you can check yourself as a student as well. So when you actually log in, when you've bought the course, you can log in, you can see what the student sees. So that's how to test it. Now, another way to test it, instead of actually signing up and every time going through the sign up process, what we can do is, this is a little bit of a bonus for you guys, is you can actually just add a student. So if I, for instance, just wanted to enroll myself in that course, but I didn't want to go through the payment and all those things, I just wanted to test it out as a student, I can easily do that. I can just go to the edit here. I've just deleted myself out now. I'm going to go to courses. I'm going to unenroll. I'm going to click yes. I'm going to go back in here now. And I'm just going to delete myself out. Click OK, because I'm not part of a course. So if I want to add myself as a student, I can just come along here to add user. And this way, I can actually just put things in here. So let me just put this in here. Oh, that's all my details. Better blur that out. Then you can set the user role. User role, you could set me as a lead or a student. So I'll put me in as a student. Then I can manually set a password. If you don't manually set a password here, what will happen is it will send an email out, and then they'll be able to go and set their own password. So I'll just go and do something like that. And you can put tags on them. So even when you're importing a user, you can put tags in there. So you could put a tag in there. So let me put tag 1, something like that. And now I've got a tag. I can delete it out as well if I want to. So you can put tag 1, I hit enter, put tag 2, hit enter. And you can obviously put zip code, phone number, and then down here, and this is the important bit, straight away I can select a course. So I can select here, one-time fee, and I could even put them into a funnel as well if I wanted to. So when I've done that, I just click add, and there I'm set up. And you'll notice I've got these 2 tags in here. So I'm now set up and I'm enrolled in that course. So if I go into edit, you're going to see under courses that I'm enrolled in that course there. And under the profile, you're also going to see the tags. Now inside here, because you're editing an individual user, you as admin can go in and remove those tags and click update if you want to as well. So it does all that automatically. So that's how to manually add a user. So that's kind of like 2 ways of doing it. You could also import users from a database as well, which I think I've already covered that in one of the other workshops. So that's how to do that. So yeah, the last thing we need to talk about now is publishing your course. So as you know, we've been working on this and the course is published, but if there's problems and you're testing, remember you can still hit the unpublish button. So now we're unpublished again, so no one can get access to everything. But if you've tested everything and everything works, then you're going to want to hit the publish button. Now, let's have a look at our site as we have it at the moment, because if you look at the homepage, we've got no reference to that course. So we need to get this in here. So this is the last part. Once you've tested your course, you're checking all your automations, you've got all your prices set up, and if it's drip, if it's tier, all these things, we're then going to run into actually setting up so that it's part of the site. So let's do that. Let's go into site. Let's go to pages. I'm going to go down to the home page, which is here. I'm going to click edit, and I'm going to drop in the default block. It's one course. Courses tend to look better when there's a few of them in there. The course block looks a bit weird with one course in there. So I'm going to show you what I do if I've got one course, just to make it look better. There's actually to just create a block, which I'll show you in a second. So let's go in here and do this first of all. I'm going to go into blocks. We're going to go to courses. We're going to go to all courses here, drag this across to here, and straight away you're going to see this course goes in here. And I'm going to click save, and then we're going to go back to here and refresh it. I'm holding the control and hitting that, and there we go. Oh, I use some CSS to put that in the middle. Normally it's on the left-hand side, so it looks a bit odd. So because it looks odd on its own anyway, what I do is I link through to the page. So I'm going to delete this out. I go to my course. I'm jumping around here, but I just basically go to my course, go to here, go to the page, the sales page here. I'm going to copy that URL. Yeah. So I've got that URL, and then I'll go back to my main page, and I'll just create a block. So you can just go and create a fancy block, like with empty blocks. Now I've saved one out under custom blocks, and there it is there. It's basically the same way I set up this. It's just basically it's just a background, a tint of green, then it's just got text, and there's just a button. So I'm going to click that button, click the gear icon, make sure that this goes through to the sales page by pasting it in there, click save, and now I'm going to jump back into here, and my course is ready to sell. So that's it. So I've got this. So I now go click here. They can get through to the sales page, and they can buy the course. And that is it. So that's pretty good. So I think I've covered everything. I'm just going to have a look in my notes just to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Let me just check. Setting, testing price, course, Yep, that's all right. Okay, so we're ready. So once you publish, you've got that page up so people can jump around, then you can sell your course. And that is it. So we've looked at automations, hit system emails, automations. We've looked at how to test the student in a few different ways, how to actually set up coupons to discount it, and also how to buy that through coupons so you're not spending all that money. Remember the tips I said to you. If you do buy the course, you can refund yourself in both PayPal and Stripe to get the money back, and also make sure that everything's working. So even at this stage, I would go in and test this. I would log out of my site and I would test it as a student. Yeah. So I would make sure that I'm logging out and I'm signing up for those courses, and I test it all goes through, and then you made sure it's all works, and make sure you're receiving those emails, make sure the site's not broken in any way, that all the links in the site works, and then you're ready. So this is the first part. What we've done over the last few weeks is we've created a course from start to finish. And moving forwards now, we're going to look at how we can expand on this. So how we can start using multiple courses and using a course as a base to build other courses. So it means your course production is much, much quicker. We're also going to look at how we can turn it into, or take multiple courses, put them into one master bundle, and how we can actually bypass the curriculum altogether and create something like that Netflix site that I showed you. So we've got all that to look forward to. Now, next week, we're going to be running the live workshop, the workshop on lives. So I'm going to be showing you about live classes. live webinars, how we can set up a course page and we can take payment on it. And we're going to talk about other things like integrations with calendar systems. Now, this is big news, because I was talking to Rakesh, because I know at some point that we're releasing some big updates, or a big update for for the live area. And this is reoccurring payments, which is not coming out quite yet, but how we can actually do one-click registering for lives. Now, this is coming out. I've already done a bug test on it. This is coming out soonish. You know, we don't give ETAs, but it's coming out soonish. And I'm a little bit worried that this is going to come out sort of after next week, because if it comes out after next week and I do a live workshop on it, then I kind of miss the opportunity to show you the new features. So I'm really hoping that it comes out this week. And if it comes out this week, I can show you those in next Sunday's workshop. So at the moment, I'm going to play it by ear, and Rakesh is going to keep me up to date whether it's going to actually drop in there. And if it is, that's good. If it's not, I'm going to change that workshop to the week after, and I'm going to run a membership workshop. So at the moment, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. There's absolutely no point in me showing you how to charge for lives and things like that when we're bringing out a new feature, because otherwise I'll have to do another workshop to show you how to use the new feature. So so at the moment, I'm on tenterhooks what's coming up next week, but that is what's going on. So you guys, you're the first to hear of that. So,
David, this is not the same as one registration for multiple live classes.
One registration for multiple live classes.
I'm
not going to say exactly what it is, John.
but it's a different thing. Taking payment for workshops is different.
It's gonna make your life a lot easier for some of you. Some of you not, but because there are other things as well. We're kind of really nailing in on the live part of it, especially like, think like you guys like Linda, and there's a dog trainer, and, there's lots of therapists that you're doing therapy work and things. Marina's getting bored. So it's gonna be aimed at that. So there's gonna be a lot more updates on the live, but there's a new feature to come out. I've tested it. It's really good. We're just sort of tackling a few minor things, and I'm hoping to do it next week. Next week will be the live class workshop, but I might switch it, because obviously, like I said, I don't want to start doing it and then have to run another workshop showing you new features. So at the moment, I'm tenterhooks. So I'll send you an email with the link to the next workshop. You guys that have signed up, you're going to get an email saying where it is. Also, going back right to the very beginning, I mentioned about doing a video testimonial. Now, what I didn't mention to you is that if you do a video testimonial, I'm going to be running a private workshop on marketing your course. So these are strategies that I've used that work. They're pretty common strategies. A few of them are a little bit off the wall, and I've got my own graphs, my own things that I work with. It's very easy to follow. It's a very basic thing, but it will set you up for marketing. So you guys that are doing the course creation, just get us a video over, and then I can get you in the course. That's our reward for doing the video. So if you can do a video testimonial, I know some of you have already, so it would be really good, because I really want you to get into this course, because you're in the course, and then you can actually I can start showing you techniques on how to sell, to find where your target audiences are, how the right way to do any Facebook ads or promote yourself on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube's my thing, so I know that inside out. So these are going to be really good tips for you. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. Have you got any questions? We've got one from Geraldine. Geraldine said, when will you cover membership sites? So Geraldine, if I don't do the live classes next week on lives, then I will start running the membership. The membership side of things is going to take a little while, because I really want to go into a lot of detail with that, because there's a lot of people doing membership sites. But if the live feature comes out next week, then I'm going to be running the live workshop. So it will then be the week after I'll start running through the membership site. So probably be about 3 workshops, maybe 2. I don't know. I'm not going to rush, and we'll see. So that's that. So any more questions? Marina, you've got your hand up.
Yep, sorry about the yawning. I'm just getting hungry. I'm trying to stay awake. Okay, the live testimonial, you kind of briefly went in there. I'm not a big techie person, but you said live video, so obviously it's live. Well, my question was, do we upload a video or is it actually live?
No, you upload a video. So when you go into that area, you'll see an upload. So you can just, you know, you can do it in Zoom if you wanted to do a Zoom video. I'll do a Loom video and then download it or share the Loom video.
Yeah,
you know, there's lots of ways. So you can just go in there and then you just basically put a link in there or you upload the video. So, yeah, it's really easy to do. You'll just see it in there. There's also another lecture saying about if you want to register a review on Trustpilot, but you really don't have to if you don't want to, you know. So that's the one that's important. That's the one I'm signing off. So when that's signed off and when I get probably about 30 people, then I'm probably going to close it. And then I will send the link out to the live workshop. So that's when you'll get the link to when the live workshop. I'm actually going to run it as a class. So it's going to be an actual class thing. Yeah, because I've got lots of handouts and things to do. And later on, I might make that an evergreen one. And I'll have a Q&A session as well. So it's not just watching me walk through things. I'll actually be, you'll be telling me the problems that you're having as well so that we can actually resolve things. So it might run over a couple of workshops. I don't know. Might be 3, could be 6. I don't know, or 1. So.
Well, I just want to give you 2 thumbs up. You're absolutely fantastic. And thank you for being so patient and bringing it down to making it not so anxious, provoking.
Yeah, it's a lot to take on, all these things, but just take it really slowly. You know, it's like I say with the automations, if it's too much for you, because it can really mess your head up, you've got lots of other things to think about. You know, your courses take a lot of time and energy to put into them. And sometimes you just can't do it at this stage. So do what Linda's done, leave the system emails on, and you've just only got to edit those few. And then later on, when you're ready for it, you can then switch it over.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. Priyanka, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, hi David.
Hiya.
You are awesome. And the information is also really very good. I have tried the coupon code also, and it is really successful. I just wanted to ask that do I need to purchase convert kit, or you're going to share some details about the integration with the convert kit?
Integration with
convert kit.
Sorry.
We have a convert kit integration with the payment modes also. Convert kit.
Oh right, yeah, convert kit. No, no, unfortunately not. Basically because it's like we'd then be doing a workshop for convert kit. So we can't do that. It's like we got MailChimp on there because we can't go into detail about other people's platforms. What I have done is I've done a video in the complete guide to Zenler, and if you look under integrations, I show you how to connect up with all of the integration: Moosend, MailerLite, ConvertKit, MailChimp. I show you how to connect it up. But once it's connected up, it's up to you to know the other platform and make it work with Zenler.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That's all right. I mean, I think ConvertKit's quite good. They've got quite a lot of support. And there's a lot of people on the Facebook group that use ConvertKit. So just type a message. If you're having problems with anything, just put a message on the Facebook group. I mean, all you guys are brilliant. So you all help each other. So it's really good. So they'll probably know anyway. I don't know ConvertKit. I'm sure I could get my head around it if I spent a few hours at it or something. But it's like Moosend I don't use. But I connected those up. And I connected them up really quick. It was like maybe half an hour and I'd done all the connections in there. So it's not that hard. You just need to take it one step at a time with these things.
Right. It's lots of automation with it. This is also having lots of automation.
Yeah, like a lot of them. That's why we integrate with them. It's like Zapier. It does tons and tons of different integrations across different things, but it would really be like, especially Zapier, it would be impossible to show every single Zap that you could create, every single connection you could create. And then we'd be doing tutorials for Zapier, you know. Zenler would then change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's okay. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. So I
David,
think,
just one question, David. Sorry.
hi, Bosco. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you ConvertKit MailChimp. I'm using MailChimp, but if I don't want to use MailChimp, is Zenler's system good enough? Because I just basically very simple emails I send out. Is it enough? I mean, should I not want to use MailChimp? Is Zenler's system good enough?
Well, I think you kind of answered that in on your own, because like if you're not really using some of the advanced functionality in something like MailChimp, ConvertKit, Moosend, if you're not using that, then you don't need it. I'll give you an example. Like I use MailChimp. I use it for business. I do it for other clients as well. I know it inside out, but the big problem is that I don't, with my own courses, I don't need any of that. I really don't need any of that. So I don't use MailChimp, even though I know it upside down. I don't use it for my courses. I use Zenler because it does everything I need to do. In fact, I don't really even use tagging much. I just send out a broadcast every now and again when I've got something to offer. I never spam any of my students. But MailChimp's great because you can do things like A/B testing. You know, there's different segmentation methods that are used in there, and different lists you can build up.
Yeah, if you want to do sophisticated things, then it's very good.
Yeah. But Bosco, I mean, you know, it's like we can tag in Zenler. We can set up email lists in Zenler. You can send through the system. You're not paying anything extra. So,
Right.
you know, MailChimp's quite dear, like all of these separate things. You're not paying a penny more. So if you don't have to use it, why use it? You know,
Yeah.
What I say is, if you are like, do I need to use it? Do I not? Just use the Zenler side of things. And then if it runs out of the option, that's no problem. Export your students out, import them straight into MailChimp and start using MailChimp.
Right. Thank you.
That's
Thank
all right.
you, David.
Brilliant. Right, guys, I'm definitely going to wrap up now because that's about it. And I'm going to keep you updated on what's going on in the week as far as the live class. So I'm hoping to run the live classes, live workshops, and show you how to do like one-to-one sessions, all this sort of stuff in next week's live. But like I said, I'm not sure yet what's going on. So I'm going to finish before my voice gives out, and I will see you next week, hopefully. And thanks, guys, for turning up. Brilliant. Good to see you all. Good to see the regulars. Good to see new guys. All right.
Hi, thanks so much, David.
That's all right. Yeah, you take care. Bye.
Bye.